A lot of work. Okay, this is Asaldama. That is my good phone. This is what I would consider a trash rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I didn't want to open up that toilet. Put out the sink. Look at what this guy did to the place. Oh my God, black mold everywhere. It's absolutely filthy. Here we go. Pasadena. We're reading poetry for people on the live, if anybody's there. This is called Asal Dama. An ecstasy to which no life responds is the enormous secret I have learned. When self-denial's furnace flame has burned through love and all the agonizing bonds that hold the soul within its shell are turned to water weak, then may desires obtain the cypress crown they seek. Browning attained, I think, when Evelyn Hope gave no response to his requickening kiss. In the brief moment when exceeding bliss joined to her sweet past soul his soul, its scope grew infinite forever. So in this profane desire, I too may join my song unto his quenchless choir. When Hallam died, did Tennyson attain, when his warm kisses drew no answering sigh, from the poor corpse corrupted utterly, when for diverse sweet dews exude to stain, with chaste foul fervour the cold canopy, proud reason's sheath he cast away, the sword of madness flames beneath. Read his mad rhymes, their sickening savour taste, bathe in their carnal and depraving stream, rise, glittering with the dewdrops of his dream. Glow with exultation to thy waist, gird his gold belt, the diamond settings gleam, with fire drawn far through the blue shuddering vault from some amazing star. Aubrey attained in sleep when he dreamt this wonderful dream of women, tender child and harlot, naked all, in thousands piled on one hot writhing heap. His shameful kiss, to shudder through them, with lithe limbs defiled to wade, to dip down through the mass, caressed by every purple lip. Choked with the reek and fume and bittersweet, his body perishes, his life is drained, the last sweet drop of nectar has not stained another life, his lips and limbs are wet with death dews. Ha! The painter has attained as high a meed as his who first begot sweet music on a reed. And oh, my music is so poor and thin, I am poor Marseille. Where shall I find a wise Olympus, and a lover kind to teach my mouth to sing some secret sin, faint, fierce, and horrible, to tune my mind and on a reed, better beloved to bid me discourse at his need? Master, I think that I have found thee now. Deceive me not, I trust thee, I am sure. Thy love will stand while ocean winds endure. Our request shall be our quest till I the brow radiate light. To death himself allure our love to him when life's desires are filled beyond the silver brim. These people call me more than my financial advisor. His requickening kiss in the brief. Okay, what are we gonna call that? Man, they're just gonna keep calling and calling and calling and calling. Get a clue. All right. What are we gonna call it? Oh, let's call it a meditation. Meditation practice. Meditation now. Meditation. He's just gonna call nonstop. Oh. Meditation podcast. I'm over here trying to make money to pay that bill. You're gonna make me block you, huh? Would you give it a rest? I'm over here working. I'm trying to make money to pay the bills.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful.
But, oh man. Oh man, we just gotta keep meditating. This is the basic pocket factory. You funny little month. Oh man.
Then may desires obtain the cypress crown they seek. Browning attained, I think, when Evelyn Hope gave no response to his re-quickening kiss. In the brief moment when exceeding bliss joined to her sweet past soul his soul, its scope grew infinite forever. So in this profane desire, I too may join my song unto his quenchless choir. When Hallam died, did Tennyson attain, when his warm kisses drew no answering sigh, from the poor corpse corrupted utterly, when four diverse sweet dews exude to stain, with chaste foul fervour the cold canopy, proud reason's sheath, he cast away, the sword of madness flames beneath. Read his mad rhymes, their sickening savour taste, bathe in their carnal and depraving stream, rise, glittering with the dewdrops of his dream. Glow with exultation to thy waist, gird his gold belt, the diamond settings gleam, with fire drawn far through the blue shuddering vault from some amazing star. Augury attained in sleep when he drank this wonderful dream of women, tended child and harlot, naked old, thousands piled on one hot writhing heap. His shameful kiss to shudder through them, with lithe limbs defiled to wade, to dip down through the mass, caressed by every purple lip, choked with her reek and fume and bittersweet, his body perishes, his life is drained, the last sweet drop of nectar has not stained, now the life, his lips and limbs are wet, with death, tooth, ha! The painter has attained as high a meed as his who first begot sweet music on a reed. And oh, when music is so poor and thin, and poor Marseille, where shall I find a wise Olympus, and the lover kind to teach my mouth to sing some secret sin, faint, fierce, and horrible, to tune my mind and on a reed, better beloved to bid me discourse at his need? Master, I think that I have found thee now. Deceive me not, I trust thee, I am sure. Thy love will stand while ocean winds endure. Our quest shall be our quest, that I the brow radiate light. To death himself allure our love to him, when life's desires are filled beyond the silver rim. Then may desires obtain the cypress crown. Then may desires obtain the cypress.
Oh, here we go. Alright, this is part 2. We also are live on Clubhouse. This is Hypnosis Through Poetry, live reading by John. Go to johnforcongress.com. Here I abandon all myself to thee, split into thy caresses as of right, live in thy kisses as in living light, clothed in thy love, enthroned lazily In thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, more strong than all my dreams discover. My heavy hair upon my olive skin, basé la lorde criniere, frames with its ebony a face like sin. My heavy hair, you touched my lips and told me I was fair. It was your wickedness, my love to win, basé la lorde criniere. Passion has destroyed my soul. Would care if you desire me, and I hold you in my arms a little, and you love for lamb my heavy hair. It is a fatal web your fingers spin, basé la lorde criniere. Let our love end as other loves begin, or slay me in a moment unaware. Nay, kiss in double death paying if you dare. Oh, one day I will strangle you within my heavy hair. Okay, this is Jezebel, part 1. A lion's mane, a leopard's skin, across my dusty shoulders thrown, a swart fair's face with eyes where sin lurks like a serpent by a stone, a man driven forth by lust to seek rest from himself on Carmel's peak, a prophet with wild hair behind, streaming in fiery clusters, yea, tangled with vehemence of the wind, knotted with the tears that slay, and all my face parched up and dried, and all my body crucified. Oft times the Spirit of the Lord descends and floods me with his breath. My words are fashioned as a sword, my skin is like the voice of death. The thunder of the Spirit's wings brings terror to the hearts of kings. Anon, and I am driven out in desert places by desire. My mouth is salt and dry. I doubt if hell hath such another fire, if God's damnation can devise a lust to match these agonies. The desert wind my body burns, the voice of flesh consumes my soul. My body towards the city turns, my spirit seeks its fiery goal, and wells of heaven to quench my thirst, and take God's hand among the first. Conquered self, I grew at last a prophet chosen of the Lord, and blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Zimri, Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel that was to smite upon Jezebel.
To thee, split into thy caresses is of right. Given thy kisses is a living life. Oft do I love in thy love, is thrown lazily at night.
In thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, more strong than all. Oh, so stupid. Salud. Go. More poetry. More poetry. This is your NLP ASMR hypnosis poetry session with Candidate John. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment right now. I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord. I blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel that was to smite upon Jezreel. And now, haste from yonder sands, with fervor filled to say God's doom to Ahab of the bloody hands, spoiler of his father's tomb, the slayer of the vineyard king, God's judgment and his fate I bring. This city gleams afar, I see Samaria's white walls on high, the mountains echo back to me, the vengeful murmur of the sky. All heaven and earth on me attend to prophesy the tyrant's end. The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams devilish light. Thought I saw behind me glare the eyes of fiends. I thought I heard an evil laugh, mocking word. The gates swing open at the name, without a ward aroused from sleep. Pass with face of burning flame that is not quenched, although I weep. For even my tears are tears of fire, for loathing, madness, and desire. Ah, God, the traps for fervent feet. The morrow beaconed, and I came by where the golden groves of wheat in summer glories fiercely flamed to those white courts by princes trod, where Ahab sat and mocked at God. Where Ahab sat, but lo, I saw no king, no tyrant to be cursed, but she who filled me with blind awe, she for whose blood my thin veins thirst, the blossom of a painted mouth and bare beasts tinctured with the south. For lo, the harlot Jezebel, her hands dropped perfume, and her tongue, a flame from the dark heart of hell, the ivory barred mouth that stung with unimaginable pangs, shot out at me and hell-fixed fangs. Purple robes, a royal crown, the jeweled girdle of her waist, her feet with murder splashed in brown, with the sharp lips that fawn in taste, the crimson snakes that minister to those unwearying lusts of her. And all her woman's scent adrift, a steam of poison through the air, the haze of sunshine seems to lift and toil and tangles up black hair. The hair that waves and wins and bites and glistens with unholy lights. For lo, she saw me and beheld my trembling lips curled back to curse. Laughed with strong scorn, whose music knelled the empire of God's universe. And on my haggard face a turkey spat of God Almighty burn.
Chosen of the Lord. Sword. A voice inflamed the fiery steel was to smite upon.
Greetings from the Magus. Physically exhausting holding my arm up this long.
And thine embrace is naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, most. Book. This is ASMR hypnosis poetry session with Candidate John. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I don't even want to open up that toilet. embrace as naked as the night. Right now. I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord, and blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Zimri, Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel that was to smite upon Jezebel. Right now, in thine break, then may desires.
You can use the CD to learn pregnancies in that station and imagery. I have no problem with Buddha as a symbol.
Numb the taste. Thoughts.
I like your saying actually this team look at some of these things. Rosa Parks.
Jerusalem. Because, the true Hebrews. Well, I know hard enough, you lazy son of a biscuit eater.
They colluded. They used government pressure to control the narrative.
Right. It can also displace Team White's power.
Welcome to the stage. Literally seconds away from the topic.
Give me a chance so I can do research, because I'm going to do the research myself.
I just think there's more to it. Time. Right now. This song is called A World on Fire. Please don't scroll.
That are pushed from. That are pushed. You are great. It's just weird to be like.
It has a way of trying. That button. Leave a comment. That button. Thrown lazily. In thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, more bonds that hold the soul within its shell and turn to water.
Party versus somebody who's there to kind of like sleep and want.
We keep a bunch of backup linens and towels so that way they don't have to do laundry on. Look for all sorts of red flags around like weekend bookings, number of people, how many people are they being patched.
That we need to look at. And
Forgotten quite, and the pure soul flame forth, a deathless dove, or fire that quivers.
Okay, on to more poetry. I should write a book called Complain About Everything. Magic Man. Magic Wizard. No, it is not okay to not pass the green flag. Over here. Oh, we got 2 live viewers, eh? Alright, we're gonna do some more poetry. Oh. Gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams a devilish light. I thought I saw behind me glare the eyes of fiends. I thought I heard an evil laugh, a mocking word. The gates swing open at the name, without a warder roused from sleep. I pass with face of burning flame, that is not quenched, although I weep, for even my tears are tears of fire, for loathing, madness, and desire. Ah, God! Traps for fervent feet, the morrow beaconed, and I came by where the golden grows of wheat, and summer glories fiercely flame. To those white courts by princes trod, where Ahab sat and mocked at God. Where Ahab sat, but lo, I saw no king, no tyrant to be cursed, but she who filled me with blind awe, she for whose blood my thin veins thirst, the blossom of a painted mouth and bare breasts tinctured with the south. For lo, the harlot Jezebel, her hands dropped perfume, and her tongue, a flame from the dark heart of hell, ivory barred mouth that stung with unimaginable pangs, shot out at me, and hell-fixed fangs. Her purple robes, her royal crown, the jeweled girdle of her waist, her feet with murder splashed and brown, with the sharp lips that fawn in taste, crimson snakes that minister to those unwearying lusts of her, and all her woman's scented drift a steam of poison through the air. A haze of sunshine seems to lift, toil in tangles of black hair, a hair that waves and wins and bites and glistens with unholy lights. For lo, she saw me, and beheld my trembling lips curled back to curse, laughed with strong scorn, whose music knelled the empire of God's universe. And on my haggard face upturned she spat. Ah, God, how my cheek burned! Then as a man betrayed and doomed already, I arose and went and wrestled with myself, consumed with passion for that sacrament of shame. From that day unto this my cheek desires that hideous kiss.
The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams a devilish light.
Okay, this is Poetry with John Hooker Join.
What is that about? Can you explain that to me, please?
I think she said earlier, I think she addressed that. She said it was over talking and warnings. I think she said she.
No, is she allowed to overtalk and troll when I'm speaking?
If it's a get back, I would say no, as long as it's not part of the queue.
So is she allowed? So she's not allowed to talk when I'm talking, right?
If you're taking your turn in the queue, the answer is no.
Okay, when she does that, what is the recourse?
If she does it, I don't know, call her out. Call me out.
Okay, so when she's mod abusing someone else and you call her out, then and she moves you, what do you do then? Yes, if she's mod abusing somebody else,
Oh my God,
and call her out. If she's mod abusing someone else, and we call her out, and she moves the person that's calling her out, then what?
If that does happen.
Can you provide an example?
King, why isn't King in the fucking group?
Let's
Shut up,
assume
King.
everything. Let's assume everything.
I only got one warning.
Let's say all the following things happen the way that you claim to happen. If that is the case, I'll say, hey, Caroline, can you please not mod abuse him while it's his turn in the queue?
That's not what I asked you. If she's mod abusing somebody else, if she's mod abusing someone else, and you call her out for her mod abuse, and she moves you, what then? Oh, he's on the phone. So it's still my feedback. Obviously, Matt, Haggop, Omni, you see her mod abusing. I wish y'all would do something about it. You don't have to do it on stage, obviously. Can you tell her to stop mod abusing? We all know how that lowers the quality of conversation. We all know that we don't want to hear about pH balance. We don't want to hear about squirting. We don't want to hear her fucking use words. She fucking misuse it constantly. Like, oh, y'all talk to her. Well, no, I'm just telling everybody. Yeah, they were.
You know he lying, right, Louis?
Yeah, everybody. They weren't talking about squirting in the room?
I was not a part of that conversation.
Did I say you were a part of the conversation?
You said y'all, and you singled me out that I was.
Y'all, yes.
And you even told Nava that I felt like I was in the conversation.
I'm back.
So yeah, it's my turn. So tell this person to shut up and her fucking friend King. So the question is, shut up, King. I don't know why King's still not in the goo yet. 5 times, 20 times, she keeps interrupting. It's weird. You move the ML, you move fucking. You move the IP, you move ML, and you're still not moving King. What's going on? Why is King still in?
King, that's one.
Hello, moderators. This is candidate Congressman John Kitover. I'd like you to put me in the queue.
Shit's crazy. Anyway,
Concrete will talk all afternoon. He never stops putting in the queue. This is Candidate John. Thank you very little.
So, obviously, Guadalupe is a vindictive weirdo who constantly mod abuses. When she is mod abusing, Mommy, you're off mute, Mommy. When she's mod abusing and we call her out, and she moves those who are calling her out of the goo, what then? When she's mod abusing, like she did ML, where she over talking ML, like she did earlier, when her friends were fucking over talking and she mod abused. What do we do about her mod abusing? That's the question.
If that's a real question, I will answer it. So what
And I would like to defend Guava, because my name was mentioned.
First, I had the same ideologies when I was making 40K. Okay, because when I was making 40K, I still was paying my own bills. I still.
Okay, this is Halloween poems.
The gates are closed because of night. Beams of devilish light. Right now, I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord. And blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Zimri, Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fire.
Not support it because it's not in my district, but it's better than nothing. I agree.
Vote John is better than nothing. Vote for John, he's better than nothing.
So,
John has a tendency not to pay his bills, but for the most part, he pays them all. Her hate, her scorn, her cruel blows fill my whole life, consume my breath. Her red-fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. I see that ghastly look and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night, my parched throat thirsty for her veins, but she and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains, whose fire consumes, destroys, devours through night's insatiable hours. And all together filled with love, and all together filled with sin, the little sparks and noises move about the softness of her skin. Her pleasures and her passions purr for the delight I have of her. Aching with all the pains of night, my shuddering body swoons, my eyes absorb her eyelids' lazy light, and read her bosom to devise fresh blossoms of the heart of hell and secret joys of Jezebel. Her lips are fastened to my breast to suck out blood and feverish tides. The token of her eye possessed still on my withered cheek abides. Thus slowly the desire grows to kill and have her, yet who knows? I know. When Ramoth Gilead's field grew bloody with her, with hot ranks of the dead, I smote amain with sword and shield. My brows with mingled blood were red, and on my cheek the kiss of hell, the hatred of my Jezebel. Waited many days. At last the rushing of a chariot grew, frightful through all the city vast. Men were afraid, but I knew. Jehu was here, whose sword should dip deep in my love's adulterous lip. The spirit filled me, and behold, I saw her dead stare to the skies. I came to her, she was not cold, but burning with old infamies of her incestuous mouth I fell, and I lost my soul for Jezebel. I followed him afoot, fire, beneath her window he drew rein. She looked forth clad in glad attire, haggard and hateful once again, taunted him, his bastard blood quailed, but his violent soul withstood. He blenched, and then with eyes of flame, who is on my side? Who? He said, 3 eunuchs, passionless, grown tame, grinned from behind her laughing head, threw down that woman, and my breath caught as they flung her out to death.
Blows fill my whole life, consume my bright red. The red flame glows. I lust for her in hell and death.
stars of night right now. Glows, I lust for her, and hell and death, I see their ghastly look. The gates are right now. I conquered self, and thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and light, then may desires obtain the sight.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other.
Do you think black men would have fought for abortions?
And the pure soul flame forth, bro. They didn't vain, but thank you for being here. Button, like, share. This poem is called The Defeat the Superpower. Love 16. Share, subscribe, leave me a comment. This is your like button. Hit the sub running to defeat and odds. Hope you forgot and jump. This is it. Thus, slowly the desire grows to kill in heaven, yet who knows? Glows, I lust for her, and hell and death, I see their ghastly. I smote the main with sword and shield, and brows with mingled blood were red, and on my cheek the kiss of hell, the hatred of my chest. Waited many days, at last the rushing of a chariot grew, frightful through all the city vast, men were afraid.
Party versus somebody who's there to kind of like sleep and wants like a safe place to rest their head. So you definitely want to make sure you're.
Okay, this is Airbnb training for hosts. We're discussing security, safety. We're talking about pre-screening guests, pre-screening clients. We're talking about cleaning services, turnover, guest baskets. This is the Airbnb training class seminar for hosts. If you're looking to become a successful Airbnb host, if you want to earn more money, this glows. The gates are glows. Right now. And I then and the bro. Thank you for being here. Button, like. Cruel beams, houses, fortresses. Two homes is the enormous secret I have learned. When self-denial's furnace flame glows, the gates are. Because when you have the hand, you don't really want to compromise anything, right? Like when you have the leverage. The red fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. They see that ghastly look, and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night. My parched throat thirsty for the veins. She and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains.
Why do you allow concrete to moderate a mob? Like, I just, because my thing is if he continues to interrupt her, and then no one. Used to interrupt her.
Okay, this is more poetry. I hope you enjoy. This is Halloween Poems with Candidate John. We're also live on X, multiple YouTubes. I think this is part 5. think I died that moment. He foaming for vengeance and bloodlust laughed his coarse laugh of hideous glee. Her sweet bad body in the dust he trampled, royal from the womb, martyred, murderous, lax of tomb, a tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, who pressed the bloody winepress of my skin, plucked the purple of my breast. Her lovers in their hearts shall keep a memory passionate and deep. They cast her forth on Naboth's field, still living in her harlot's dress. Her belly stripped, her thighs concealed, for shame's sake and for love's no less. Night falls, the gaping crowds abide, no longer by her stiffening side. Crept like sleep toward the place that held me for her evil head. It bent like sin above her face, that dying she might kiss me dead. I whispered, Jezebel. She turned, and her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to mock at me and gloat on mine exceeding pain. Nay, but to give my soul to thee, and have thee spit at me again. She smiled, I know she smiled, she sighed, bit my lips through and drank and died. Her murders and her blasphemies, her whoredoms, God has paid at last. Upon my bosom close she lies, her carnal spirit holds me fast. My blood, my infamy, my pain, seal my subjection and her reign. My veins poured out her marriage cup for holy water, cruel tongue, for blessing of white hands, raised up these perfumed infamies unsung. For God's breath, her sharp tainted breath, for marriage bed, the bed of death. Hounds that scavenge, fierce and lean, snarl in the moonlight. In the sky the vulture hangs, a ghost unclean, the lewd hyena, sleepless eye, darts through the distance. These admit my lordship over her and it. The host is lifted up. Behold, the vintage split, the broken bread. They feast upon the cruel, cold, pale body that was ripe and red. Only her head, her palms, her feet, I kissed all night and did not eat. So and not otherwise, the word of God was utterly fulfilled. So and not otherwise, I heard her spirit cry, by death not stilled, my sin is perfect in thy blood, and thou and I have conquered God. Now let me die, last desired, last beloved of thee, my queen. Now let me die with blood attired, thy servant naked and obscene, to thy white skull, thy palms, thy feet, clinging dead, infamous, complete.
Tigress woman, clad with shod with infamy. Press the bloody wine press of my skin. Pluck the purple.
Hazmat suit. Putting on a hazmat suit. Alright, this is called Magic Man. That's it. Good luck, my friends. Oh, God. Good luck, my friend. Good luck, my friend.
Slacks of tomb, a tigress woman clad with sin glows. That may desires and take. Glows. Slacks of tomb. Slacks of. Trampled, royal from the womb, martyred, murderous, lacks of tomb, a tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, press the bloody wine press of my skin, pluck the purple of my breast, a lover, in thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover. ADHD, anxiety, relief program. Trampled, royal from the womb, slacks of tomb, a tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, press the bloody wine press of my ADHD, anxiety, relief program. Slacks of tomb. Slack.
Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment.
The gates are closed. The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams. While the age under you in the relaxation. Deceived, it is not that. Thou shalt never lament. Thou shalt not blame or flatter any. For I've crushed it. In a style of gem-like lucidity, radiant with humor. Slacks of glow. Right now.
Hi, this this message.
Seen all I wanna say.
If not bled.
Sir, stop lying.
Ow, I am cleansed of her.
Without endeavor.
Oh, good, how are you? Welcome to my super unhealthy debate starring you.
No, I'll go ahead.
Trampled, royal from the womb, marred, murdered, red-fanged hate, whose heavy breath infects a button. Leave a comment, throne liaisons that hope.
Party versus.
We keep a bunch of for all sorts of red flags around.
That we need to look at.
Forgotten quite.
Time and the leader. Don't change your rooster to a hen. Bend and sit crookedly.
I mean, I don't mean this in a racist way. Chance people. Let me just say this. I mean, a lot of you people want green. I don't give a
Here, since we create two
Brother, you can't fucking marry your fucking grandfather.
I believe that you've been put on your mouth. Grease.
trying to break the plane out of the
A room to do something about it. And when this happens, I'm spending the money up front. You can yourself.
It was probably an accurate assessment. Me, computer, you need.
Steph, what else you got? You get ready for me? Fucking responsibility.
Okay, we got 2 more videos to shoot and then we should be finished. Thrown lazily. Like some tomb closed to keep right now. a drink. Right when I'm ready to go. Poetry, 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 poetry. Two more to go, then we're done for the day. Maybe an evening session. Maybe 6 more tonight. I crept like sleep toward the place that held me for her evil head. It bent like sin above her face, that dying she might kiss me dead. I whispered, Jezebel. She turned, and her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to market me, gloat on mine exceeding pain. Neighbor, to give my soul to thee, and heavy spit at me again. She smiled, I know she smiled. She sighed, bit my lips through and drank and died. The murders and the blasphemies her whoredom's God had paid at last. Upon my bosom close she lies, the carnal spirit holds me fast. My blood, my infamy, my pain seal my subjection and her reign. My veins poured out her marriage cup, for holy water her cruel tongue, for blessing of white hands raised up these perfumed infamies unsung. For God's breath, her sharp tainted breath, for marriage bed, the bed of death. The hounds that scavenge, fierce and lean, snarl in the moonlight. In the sky the vulture hangs, a ghost unclean. The lewd hyena, sleepless eye, darts through the distance. These admit my lordship over her and it. The host is lifted up. Behold, the vintage spilt, broken bread. They feast upon the cruel, cold, pale body that was ripe and red. Only her head, her palms, her feet I kissed all night and did not eat, so and not otherwise. The word of God was utterly fulfilled, so and not otherwise. I heard her spirit cry, by death not stilled. My sin is perfect in my blood. Thou and I have conquered God. Now let me die, last desired, at last beloved of thee, my queen. Now let me die with blood attired, thy servant naked and obscene, to thy white skull, thy palms, thy feet, clinging, dead, infamous, complete. Now let me die, to mix my soul with thy red soul, to join our hands, to weld us in one perfect whole, to link us with desirous bands. Now let me die, to mate in hell with thee, O harlot Jezebel. Okay, the next poem is called An Appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair republic, overseer far, where long blue ripples lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellation stand, thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires to match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of your sires. Head bent like sin above her face, dying she might be dead. Whispered Jezebel. She turned, the deep vice hatred burned. It's crazy. It's like I can feel the electricity of these phones. Okay, we got one more video to go. Okay, we got one more set of videos to do, then we'll be done.
Take a break, get some work done, and then do maybe a couple more this evening.
The gates are closed. She turned, and her deep eyes with hatred burned. And her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to market me. Good. The cruel blows filled my whole life, consumed my bread. A red-fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. I see that ghastly look, and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night. My parched throat thirsty for her veins, she and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains, whose fire consumes, destroys, devours through night's insatiable hours, and all together filled with love, and all together filled.
Guys, they would immediately get dropped for,
Hold on, lady. So, I have a question.
Guys, they
And her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, to thee, split into thy caresses. To
Experiences have been gives me a big understanding of some safety things that we need to look at.
Which is why we actually don't allow instant booking for the most part.
COVID-19 vaccine out.
What you been doing with yourself, John? I've been reading poetry on YouTubes. You've been reading poetries on YouTubes. Okay, this is called An Appeal to the American Republic. An appeal to the American Republic, read by candidate Congressman John Kitover, the 16th District, running to defeat Darren LaHood, the super debt borrower, super tax creator, super spender. Go to johnforcongress.com to help me defeat Darren LaHood. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair republic oversee afar, where long blue ripples lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellation stand. Thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires to match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of your sires. We stretch out hands today when the white wings of peace are spread beneath you and your foe. O race of men that slay the slaves of kings, we whom the foam-crowned ocean still enrings, we whose strong freedom never brook the blow. Hail you now victors, hail you of the sword, proved in the west the Lord. Hail you and bid you sound quick friendship and accord. The eagle of your emblem would not stoop to the proud vaunts of that outrageous wing that Bismarck reared, and strengthened and bade swoop fierce upon France, whose pallid pinions droop, to own an emperor where she mocked a king. The challenge you hurled back across the foam, Vienna and tall Rome trembled for their ally. You stirred our hearts at home. The fire of love no waters shall devour. The faith of friendship stands the shocks of time. Seal with your voice the triumph of this hour, your glory to our glory and our power. Alliance of one tongue, one faith, one clime. Seal and clasp hands, and let the sea proclaim friendship of righteous fame, and lordship of two worlds that time can never tame. Stoop not and tender not an hour's regret for those wild words and trivial anger past. Forget your fools as we their words forget, and join our worlds in one amazing net of empire and dominion, till aghast the lying Russian cloak his traitor head more close than Spain has bled, to wake in us the love that lay a century dead. Let all the world keep silence at our pace, at our peace. Let France retreat and Russia step aside from their encroachments. Bid their envy cease, stricken by fear, who seek our strength increased by comradeship.
JohnForCongress.com.
This is an appeal to the Americans. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Now, fair republic oversee far, long blue ripples, that the fertile land, manifest dominion like a star.
JohnForCongress.com to help me defeat Darren LaHood. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair republic overseer far, where long blue rivers lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellation stand. Thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires to match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of our sires. We stretch out hands today when the white wings of peace are spread beneath you and your foe. O race of men that slay the slaves of kings, we whom the foam-crowned ocean still enrings, we whose strong freedom never broke the blow. Hail you now victors, hail you of the sword, prove in the west the Lord. Hail you and bid you sound quick friendship and accord. The eagle of your emblem would not stoop to the proud vaunts of that outrageous wing that Bismarck reared, and strengthened and bade swoop, fierce upon France, whose pallid pinions droop, to own an emperor where she mocked a king. The challenge you hurled back across the foam, Vienna and tall Rome, trembled for their ally, you stirred our hearts at home. The fire of love no waters shall devour, the faith of friendship stands the shocks of time. Seal with your voice the triumph of this hour, the glory to our glory and our power. Alliance of one tongue, one faith, one climb. Seal and clasp hands, and let the sea proclaim friendship of righteous fame, and lordship of two worlds that time can never tame. Stoop not and tender not an hour's regret for those wild words and trivial anger past. Forget your fools as we their words forget, and join our worlds in one amazing net of empire and dominion, till against the lying Russian cloak his traitor head, more close than Spain is bled, to wake in us the love that lay a century dead. That all the world keeps silence at our pace, at our peace, at France retreat and Congressman John Kitover, the 16th District.
Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this morning meditation. This has been Poetry by Aleister Crowley, read by candidate John Kitover. Thanks, everybody.